What is the relationship between you and your mother now, would you say?
It's more of a friendship. I mean, she's still, she'll guide me in the right directions. I go to her for advice, and I love her, and honestly, I'd be lost without her at this point. She's provided a shelter and everything for me.
So you're grateful now?
I'm so grateful. I mean, after learning about how severe schizophrenia can be, she's managed to make sure there's food always on the table. I always had new clothes for school. I always had my books for school and everything, and I went on every field trip, you know.
So she was a giver, yeah.
Yeah, and the appreciation and gratitude is definitely coming out. I believe something in her mind still remember that I was her daughter. No one asks about schizophrenia who would ask for it. If I wouldn't have went through the stuff I would have went through, I would be a completely different person. I would be, who knows where I would be right now, you know, and it just allowed me to really develop who I was early on in life.
Through this interview, I wanted to show the relationship between a mother and her daughter, from both their views, and how much schizophrenia can impact the lives of one. Some people feel that when one must be faced with such a disorder, it only affects the person that has the problem. In actuality, the struggles and hardships that the person living with the illness, like schizophrenia, affects the whole family. I did this by including each generation. The mother of the schizophrenic daughter, that is also the grandmother of the daughter of the schizophrenic mother. I felt this was necessary because it would help us be able to tie all the information together completely. Whereas some information Donna would not be able to express, and the other situations where Nicole was much too young to recall. As a result, this video would shed some light from her mother's perspective of her own story of schizophrenia, as well as through the daughter's story. Luckily for Nicole Nunnery, she had a lot of support and help through her mother's illness from her grandmother, Lorraine Nunnery. At times, it may have seemed like the grandmother sheltered the daughter too much. However, she knew it was for her own good, for both the mother and daughter. As we saw in this interview, Donna had a mix of both auditory and visual hallucinations through her episodes, along with many types of delusions that may not completely fall under paranoid schizophrenia. This personally made me feel like she could have been diagnosed with the undifferentiated subtype of schizophrenia as well. Donna felt that biological explanations of genetics had a lot to do with her mental illness. But I think stressors and social cultural events leading up to her illness also may have triggered it, such as discussed in the interview about the daughter Nicole leaving for college. Through Nicole's life from much earlier on, Nicole did not understand the conditions of her mother's illness, so she showed resentment. Later on, this buildup of hatred became something more. Through the loss of time and memories that Nicole could not have treasured with her mom, she began to search and run away from the ideals of her unperfected family. Oddly enough, the mother's illness later uplifted Nicole. She began to see how much of a struggle this disorder was for her mother. Hopeful and positive, Nicole continues to see through that her mother has become a better person and is able to show realistic feelings, and that through the right kind of medicines and not a pill-happy doctor, but instead doctors who take the time with their patients, she feels that their family can stay one in the same reality. From the discussion with Donna's mother, she believed that no matter how unrealistic and mean Donna became through her daughter's schizophrenia, that her daughter was not in her right mind, and that the real Donna would never do or say these nasty and negative things to her and her family, much like a nurturing mother would think. I believe this mindset would be what kept the family together until the right treatment was found for her daughter. Finally, we must believe that people can get better to the point of living out their life as healthy as they can, even if it involves treatments like antipsychotic drugs. Without treatments like these, like Donna says, she would begin to hear voices again, along with other hallucinations and delusions, even under the circumstances of the illness the mother faces. Nicole learned the hard way, Donna is her mother, and she loves her daughter very much. I believe the message from this video should be shared, and that Donna's story is so insightful that it even inspired her daughter to be as strong and as independent as she is today. And that even if the daughter one day is diagnosed with this illness, she will have the guidance of her loving mother. Donna always knew she had a daughter, but now she can act on it. and show that she loves her daughter, whereas before she couldn't. Now they both can share memories, the bond, and the family life like the daughter once wanted. This is what motherhood schizophrenia looks like. It doesn't look that much different than my family or your family, does it?